Welcome back to more Summoner's War Monster Strategies. Today we're going to be looking at the Dark Viking known as Janssen. Janssen is just like Jeffrey in being a 3-star monster, unlike the other 3 Vikings, so his stats are actually naturally higher than the other 3 Vikings. However, the problem with this guy is his 3rd skill, which I will get to in just a bit, because it needs to be tweaked heavily. But the stats as a level 46 star are as follows. They are 11,700 HP, 483 attack, 549 defense, and 97 speed. As you can see, the stats are pretty good. That's a lot of HP, it really is. Attack stat is not amazing, actually a little bit on the lower end. And defense, a little bit under respectable, but average. Let's say average, not respectable, average. So, because of the, the HP being so good and the defense not being bad, he's a pretty decent tank. Pretty decent, not amazing, but pretty decent. Now let's talk about the skills. Oh boy, the skills. The first one is Throwing Axe. Attacks with a flying axe and inflicts continuous damage for 3 turns with a 30% chance. The second skill is Crushing Armor. Attacks an enemy and decreases the enemy's defense for 2 turns. The damage increases accordingly to your current HP situation. And the third one? Furious March. Revives all fallen allies with little HP and increases their attack speed for 2 turns. Okay, before I get to this skill, let's talk about the first two. This one is with skill ups, it can go to 70% chance, which is pretty good, but not 100% chance. It sucks, bummer, right? I know. But hey, it's DOT for 3 turns, not bad. This one, Crushing Armor. First of all, the way that this skill is written, it can confuse people, but basically it means the more HP you have, like denominator, numerator, the more damage it'll do. So if you have, let's say, 1 HP left, this attack will be pretty terrible. If you have full HP, it will be pretty good. It's not saying that the more HP you have, like as a, like for example, if this guy has 11,700 HP with no runes whatsoever, it's not saying that it'll do less damage compared to, let's say, if you rune this guy all energy, all HP, with like 30,000 HP. No, it's not saying that. Unlike most skills that say proportionate to your HP, it's actually a different description. So again, it's HP in terms of denominator / numerator, not saying HP as in the more max HP you have, the more. So just a heads up. So the third skill. Oh boy, the third skill. Okay. It's an interesting concept, but it's poorly executed. Let's just say that. Come To Us needs to heavily rework this guy because he has no use. I mean, if you talk to people in this game about this guy, Dark Viking Janssen, you know what people will say? He sucks. And despite him looking like the coolest Viking, dark, all shadowy, and despite him being a 3-star with pretty good stats, just like Jeffrey, the problem is that he just has no use. I got this guy, I never use him. I actually got him from a Light and Dark Scroll. Because this skill, first of all, it's a 13-turn cooldown. Now, with skill ups, it becomes a 7-turn, which is okay, not bad, right? Not bad. Here's the problem. I mean, it would have been good with 7 turns if it revives everybody, with attack speed increase. First of all, they revive with 1 HP. Kind of like the Dark Endine, except the Dark Endine has good use, or decent use at least, because it revives the monster with full ATB, which means that you can combine it for deadly combos with Trevor, or Ramagos, etc. This guy, they're going to revive with their ATB at whatever they were, so it's not going to be a full ATB. It's an attack speed increase, so that's good, I guess, but you have to combine it with a certain team. The biggest problem, though, I haven't mentioned it yet, is that this skill can actually be used when all allies are alive. Which means that, let's say you're on Arena, this guy and 3 other allies. If you use it, you will actually buff up their speed, everybody, including yourself, Janssen, but it'll still be a 7-turn cooltime. And I'm like, what? If you're gonna use the skill when it's not reviving, why don't you make it like Tion Come To Us? You guys know Tion, right? And other monsters as well. Tion basically can revive, but if it doesn't revive a monster and just heals allies, the cooltime is lower. Yes, that move is not amazing, from Tion, but it's a good example. If you're not gonna revive an ally, the cooltime needs to be lowered. If you are, the cooltime needs to be, well, here at 7. Also, if you auto, the AI will actually use this skill pretty much the first turn always, a speed increase, and then you have a 7-turn cooltime. And by that point you're like, why the hell would I just use Bernard? If the AI is going to be freaking autoing and using this attack speed increase, why don't I just use Bernard? who's going to give me an attack speed increase and a 30% increase in the ATB, and it's only a 3-turn cooltime, unlike a 7-turn cooltime. You see the problem? Or, I mean, there's other monsters, but like, this guy, I don't know, come to us, I have no clue. And the problem is that even if this guy were to, let's say, have a 4-turn reduction in cooltime if it was not reviving, and it would be 3 turns, Bernard would still basically be better in those situations in which you don't want to revive, because he also improves ATB, and he has more base speed, etc, etc. So he's still outclassed. Yes, he's dark, so in certain situations where wind doesn't work, like Bernard and this guy does, and yeah, okay, I get it. So I'm not saying Bernard would be universally better than this guy if they were to tweak it, but in some situations he would. The point is though, it needs heavily tweaking. This monster has no use at all. Let's quickly talk about the runes now, to see what possibly could work, even though probably not. So, as far as runes go, you want to make them fast. Again, similarly to Bernard, attack speed, or really any monster that works on increasing attack speed. Plus, you want to give him a lot of turns to possibly lower that cooltime as much as possible, if it's even possible for him to get 2 turns within one freaking PvP battle with the, their skill. I don't know, it's hard, but basically make him swift or violent, and then use either focus or nemesis. Now, nemesis of course gets him more turns eventually, the more damage he takes. He's a pretty good tank. Swift and violent, you guys already know, more turns, whatever you want. Focus, because his first 2 skills require accuracy, and then as far as slots 2.6 go, speed, HP, and then more HP or accuracy if you want to make him really accurate, or just make him really tanky. Whatever you want. The point is you gotta make this guy fast. You have to, because if you don't, this guy really, like, what's the point? And even then, even while he's fast, it's still like, what's the point? They need to tweak him, like I said. They have to fix him. So, I mean, I'm actually gonna ask you guys for a rune recommendation here. Usually I say if you want to leave a rune recommendation for other people to, see, leave a comment. But in this situation, I'm kind of asking in a way that I would actually be very interested in seeing a recommendation, because I have seen no use with this guy, because his skill needs to be very, very tweaked. So if you do have a viable strategy for this guy, please leave a comment, because I don't usually do this, but I do need help with this guy. Like, if he has any use whatsoever. If he doesn't, say that too in the comments, just say that and be like, nope, he sucks. And I'll agree with you, I will. So, thank you for watching, goodbye everybody, and until next time.